Hello everyone, Brandon Carey here, John Charia. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed 3.
We're at the tail end of this journey.
We are going to do some last wrapping up of some post-game story content. And then we're going to do the thing that Chris actually decided to come and join this Let's Play for.
Uh-huh.
Because he has played the DLC for this game and I have not.
Yes, I have. I paid money for that DLC on my Xbox 360 account.
Man, fucking the 360 though, that was
Uh-huh.
that was a long time ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was because I mean, I know that console launched like the holiday of 2005. But let's be honest, you know, those things didn't start working until 2006.
That's true.
And
There really was no closer fast travel point. That's unfortunate. Go ahead. Sorry. Get me right out.
and then it wasn't until 2013, Xbox One, with the fucking naming conventions Microsoft has for their shit. Just, I don't understand it.
It is shocking how like Microsoft pissed away a pretty solid dominant position in at least the West. Not so much in the East. The East they've always been third fiddle.
And a lot of that mostly had to do with two things. One was their fucking marketing data, which you could take that with a grain of salt. But the other reason, and this is why like I'll point a finger at Microsoft for going along, thinking it was a good idea to go along with this shit, but and we all know,
yeah, no,
they were not.
We know
they were not the only ones thinking to do the shit that they were thinking to do. But the other reason that some people forget is that they were basically just carte blanche wanting to give publishers everything they wanted. The publishers were still like, we don't want used games to work.
And Sony would have done it.
They would have.
Sony was prepared to do it. Don't forget. Don't forget, Sony was prepared to do it, but then after the blowback, they threw Microsoft under the bus.
The Microsoft's only crime was they were the first ones to say anything. Nobody wants to be that guy.
Oh look, we won the revolution.
Did we?
We won the revolution. We won.
We did, huh? Oh, okay.
Look at those slaves up there. We won the revolution for those guys.
Oh.
Revolution!
Uh-huh. This is the America that we fought for.
Don't you love slavery, Chris?
No. And I hate it even more in the fact that it still exists today. People will totally deny that, but it does exist today.
Slavery is abolished, except for the punishment for the commission of a crime.
For profit prison system.
Love it. We love it. We're United States citizens. We love slavery.
God, there's a really good use of the like SpongeBob Man Ray Patrick meme of like, you're forcing these individuals to do labor against their will. Yep.
Yeah.
And you're not paying them.
I know
Yep.
the one.
So it's slavery. No,
Nope.
they're in prison.
Just a couple of little last minute epilogue things to wrap up before we go into the main event.
It's kind of funny we have this stuff here, even
the dead was canonically too dead to see it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, who the fuck is in the anime? I mean,
it's Deadsman.
Look, if we're being honest with ourselves, Ubisoft doesn't give a shit about continuity. Why should we?
No.
Like, and of course, even the developers have to be like, to a point, it's like, look, video game shit. Do you want to be able to wrap up loose ends or not? Because from a gameplay standpoint, it is nice that you can just go back and do whatever you want, even though you finish the story. But also, I don't know.
Though, Do you want to hear some fun Assassin's Creed canon about this game, Chris?
Oh, do tell.
Canonically, Abstergo uses Connor's memory as anti-assassin propaganda.
Huh.
Because they go like, "Oh, look how cool this assassin is," and like, but he got fucking like screwed by everybody. See, like this is what they get for fighting for freedom. They get nothing.
This is what, yeah, this is why their ideology is wrong. Like,
and so like they end the recording at like after killing Charles Lee, and maybe with this epilogue.
Like, the lying by omission.
Yeah, but in canon, after all of this happens, Connor actually finds a lovely wife and child. Remember, he's Desmond's ancestor.
Yes.
He has several children that he loves very much and raises as his own. And is the lord of the Davenport estate and head of the Assassin Order for more or less until he dies.
I guess something worked out.
Yeah, well, here the American branch of the Assassin Order, specifically. Not the worldwide order. Just the like, he revives this entire, like, order, more or less on his own.
Right.
But, you know, the propaganda has to go on, so the Templars can't tell people about that side of the story.
Oh, of course they couldn't. That'd make them look bad.
Exactly. Even though, frankly, even without that, this story makes Templars look pretty fucking bad.
I mean, yeah, and again, there are so many examples. Even if you want to only look at games prior to this, in the 4 games prior.
Yes.
And the Templars want to claim, no, look, we are doing everything we are doing to make the world a better place. And it's the ends justify the means.
Listen, Chris.
Despite all the human atrocities.
Listen, though. Hear me out. You're trying to stop me from doing a book burning, and you've killed me to do so. But like my brain is knowledge, like in those books. So really, when you kill me, you're also doing a book burning. Have you considered that?
I'll tell you what I have.
Have you considered that, though?
I'll tell you, that argument's full of shit. That's what I've considered.
I am so glad that enough people in my life know that I do this thing where I just say the opposing point in a way that is so absurd, like it just bluntly, in a way that shows inherently how stupid it is.
And granted, going all the way back to...
Because I don't actually believe that, for the record.
No, you don't. Nor should anyone. But also, like, just to kind of point out, like, the fact that what's-his-fuck was the Pope. Like, by historical canon, was the Pope.
And, oh, look, all the Americans are gone.
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
It's a white man in the camp.
Yeah, where is everyone indeed?
Been a while since they left.
I'll get to my point in a moment, but I'm gonna...
Was granted the land by Congress.
Congress gave some white man this land.
Government says they don't take land that's already owned, but...
How could this have happened?
We're on our own now.
Yeah, like...
No more merry English parks and labour. Which means we gotta go at it ourselves. Gotta pay for it too. Selling land is quick and easy, not quite so nasty as taxes. And since some say they're what started the old war, ain't no rush to bring 'em back.
Yeah, and again, like, and it is kind of amazing, like, how fast they enacted things like taxes and the like, and...
Yeah.
They know not to push it just yet.
Clever men, these new leaders of ours.
Too British.
It's easy to sell the land because no one has the power to fight you for it.
No.
Even though people do live there and should have the
yes,
claim to it by right.
Like, there's
they
part
can't
of me
fight
that,
back, so they lose.
Unfortunately, no. Like, That's one thing I will applaud this for, is that, yeah, just because this was the historical canon does not mean that those people were correct in what they did.
And this is how Assassin's Creed 3 ends.
And I have to get a pizza out
At
of
the
oven.
end of it all, Connor got nothing that he wanted. You were saying, Chris? Oh, I think you gotta go. Yeah, like that is kind of like the tragedy of the story, which I think is actually like a net positive for the game's message as a whole. Is this man did so much, did so many cool things, fought for what was right at every possible turn, and still got like nothing out of it, but he still fights anyway. There's some power in that.
I'm back. Sorry, I had to get something out of the oven.
Yeah, I was talking about how this is the end of Assassin's Creed 3.
Yes.
This is the end of the story, is at the end of everything, Connor got nothing he wanted.
Nope.
His people are gone, slavery is still around, injustice is still happening in the colonies.
And the thing is,
and it's not the Templars at fault here.
No, and the thing is, granted, this is historical fiction, what have you, but I think there's an argument to be made that even if the Assassins failed and the Templars succeeded, this was always going to be the outcome.
Probably. Genuinely. Like the Templars were probably going to do this same exact thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Under the British authority instead of the American authority.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely.
To be clear, Templars had to be stopped.
Yes.
But I think there's some poetic power in even though he did do the right thing, look where he got it.
His people got screwed.
He got.
Yeah.
By the people he trusted.
Yes.
Because Washington's a weak, feckless fool.
Uh-huh.
Which he was in history as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
These great men, the quote-unquote founding fathers, were just guys. They were just rich, land-owning guys.
Yeah. Nobody going through elementary school or even middle school is going to bring up the idea of, our founding fathers used and abused slaves? No. Oh. No.
But that is where we will end Assassin's Creed 3 formally and go into the DLC. Unless you have any other final thoughts you want to talk about those two scenes, because they're two very, very powerful scenes.
Yeah, no, it's they speak for themselves.
And again, you wouldn't I think there is some value to this game being made by a French company, by a Canadian studio and under a French company. Because I don't think if it was a strictly an American studio that did this, you'd get the same level of not anti-reverence, but skepticism.
Maybe
of the revolution.
Yeah, some washing here and there.
Yeah, there would be a little more jingoism, patriotism going on here.
Mm-hmm. These guys were awesome.
To some extent, that is still here. Just they do enough to temper it where it doesn't where they are oh yeah, by the way, don't forget the Americans also fucking sucked.
Yeah.
The colonists were shitheels.
And again, it's one of the things, when you look at the history of Canada versus the history of the United States and how, the way Canada is governed versus how our country is governed and the like. And yeah, George Washington were not these fucking, they weren't, there was nothing heroic about them. They like you said, rich white fucking landowners that...
And at the same time, despite all of that, I think there is, value in a protagonist who's yes, I got screwed at every fucking possible turn, but I'm still going to do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's who Connor is as a person, fundamentally.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm
Like,
going to
just
do
because
what's right
you-
because I feel I should, not because like, it'll benefit me personally. In fact, it kind of screwed
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Though,
Yeah, absolutely.
on one hand, like his people were doomed by circumstances
so.
they could not control.
No.
That were
And
completely outside their control, which, by the way, is still a problem to this day.
unfortunately,
Hundreds of years later.
Yep.
300 plus years later.
Yep. It fucking sucks.
It sure does.